All right, let's talk about a feeling. A feeling I'm pretty sure every single one of us has had. It's that awful mix of guilt and boredom when you're staring down a classic book and you just feel absolutely nothing. You know exactly the moment I'm talking about, right? Someone tells you, oh, you have to read this. It's a masterpiece. So you open it up, you get 50 pages in, and your brain just checks out. You're sitting there asking yourself this one question. It feels like you're the only one who doesn't get it. Well, let me just get this out of the way right now. You're not stupid. The book might actually be boring to you right now, and that is 100% okay. But here's the twist. That same book might have been the most exciting, controversial, can't-put-it-down thriller when it was first published. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So let's really dig into this. Section 1, that boring book feeling. And to understand it, we're going to need a little help from a very, very big whale. Oh yeah, we're talking about Moby Dick. You go into it expecting this epic man versus nature sea chase, and instead, you get what feels like a textbook. Seriously, entire chapters are just whale facts. It's such a jarring disconnect between what you were promised and what you're actually reading. And this pretty much sums up the whole problem. The experts, the academics, they talk about it like it's the most important book ever written. But for pretty much everyone else who's assigned it, it's just a famous chore. It's a box you have to check before you can move on with your life. So, what are we all missing? Okay, Section 2, what Melville was doing. To get this book, we have to stop reading it in the 21st century. We have to jump in a time machine and go all the way back to 1851. Because Herman Melville was not just writing about a fishing trip. So, picture this world. America is young, it's arrogant, and it's trying to figure out what it is. And the biggest industry on the planet? The thing driving the entire global economy? It's whaling. This was the oil boom of its day. It was this powerful symbol of manifest destiny, the idea that you could go anywhere, conquer nature, and turn it into profit. And when you understand that, Captain Ahab completely changes. He's not just some angry old sailor. He is that idea of American ambition pushed to its absolute, horrifying, insane conclusion. Melville was looking at his country's obsession with dominance and asking a terrifying question. What happens when this drive to conquer everything ends up destroying us all? But see, we've lost all that context today. And without it, these books become literary vegetables. We're told they're good for us, so we try to force them down, thinking that because a book is important, we're somehow obligated to enjoy it. And that leads us to the other half of this puzzle. It's not just that the book's world has changed. The reader, that's you and me, has changed. Radically. I mean, think about it. Melville's audience had no Netflix, no smartphones, no endless scroll. A 50-page tangent on whale anatomy? Hey, what else are you going to do? But today, our attention is a war zone. We are bombarded with content designed to hook us in seconds. The fundamental way we process stories has been completely rewired. So this is so important. If you find it hard to get through these books, it is not a personal failure. You don't have a short attention span. You are a modern reader trying to run software that was designed for a completely different operating system, for a different kind of brain living in a different kind of world. But this is where things get really, really cool. This is where classic literature shows off its secret superpower, because even when the original context disappears, a great story can be reborn. Just look at Frankenstein. When Mary Shelley wrote it, it was about the scientific fears of her time, using electricity to reanimate corpses. But today, we read that story and we see our own fears. We see it as a warning about creating artificial intelligence we can't control. Some see it as a powerful allegory for the trans experience. Others see it as a story about how when we reject and isolate people, we are the ones who create the monster. The book has escaped its original meaning. And the exact same thing is happening now with Moby Dick. People today read Ahab's insane hunt and see a metaphor for our destructive relationship with the planet. They see it as a critique of toxic masculinity or a warning about what happens when capitalism goes completely off the rails. Melville never heard of those concepts, but his story is speaking to them loud and clear.
So what does this all mean for you, the next time you're stuck on page 40 of some classic? This brings us to our final section, permission to stop reading. It means you get to make a choice.
First, you have to separate two key ideas, appreciation and enjoyment. They are not the same thing. You can absolutely appreciate that Moby Dick is a monumental, important book. You can respect what it accomplished. And, at the very same time, you can find it an absolute drag to actually read. Both of those things are allowed. So here it is, your new, totally guilt-free guide. 1. Get just a little bit of context.
Not to force yourself to like it, just to understand the game it was playing. 2. Ask yourself the real question. Does this story or these ideas actually connect with my life right now? And 3. Based on your answer, you decide. Dive in or put it down and find a book that does speak to you. No guilt allowed.
Because ultimately, that's the whole point of reading. It isn't a test. It's not about checking off a list of books you're supposed to have read. It's about finding the stories that light something up inside of you. And your experience with a book, whether it's total connection or total boredom, is always the right one.